This video is sponsored by Holafly.
Just 3 kilometers away from the coast of mainland China is the most militarized island you've probably never heard of. Today, it's peaceful. We have arrived at the place of the secret bunker. As you can tell by the rotting military bunkers behind me, it wasn't always this way. This island became one of the most heavily fortified military zones in the entire world. What is it that made this island such a strategic and critical yet secretive outpost? I gotta get off here, it's so sharp. Today, we're gonna uncover the explosive history of this island, why it became such a battleground of death and destruction, and find out why today it remains as a powerful symbol of resilience. Welcome to Kinmen. So I only found out about Kinmen Islands just about a month ago because I moved to Xiamen, which is the island that is just about 3 or 4 kilometers away as the crow flies. And this is such a mysterious place, especially through the eyes of a foreign tourist. So I've got a lot of anticipation for this trip. 谢谢. Okay, ferry terminal. Wow, I didn't even have to plug my passport in there. Got that facial recognition. All right, here we are, getting onto our Chinese ship. Lovely. Okay, thank you. Hello, ni hao. All right. Wow. I guess I just sit anywhere. 哪里都可以吗? Oh, have a... Aha, okay. I guess we'll go here. Kinmen's history dates back over 1,000 years. It wasn't until the Ming Dynasty that we start seeing remnants of fortifications left behind. This is the only one that was left relatively unscathed during all of the wars since then. Let me introduce you to the Wentai Pagoda, built in 1387. It's crazy to think something that was built over 600 years ago, what looks to be a relatively unsturdy structure, however, I suppose it is a huge rock. Incredible. If those walls could talk, I'm sure they'd have a few stories to tell the grandkids. The craziest thing is, Kinmen's most turbulent times were yet to come. 这是我第一次来金门呀。
哦，第一次来金门了。
你是本地人吗？
本地人，开45年了。
哇，这么久
？45年。这个地方啊，比较朴素了，很朴素了。
以前不是那么安全是吗？
对，现在很好。像现在经管时期哦，很麻烦了。讲话都要很小心的。现在讲话可以，自由国家可以比较放大声一点。
有武士吗？谢谢师傅，拜拜。Oh, what a lovely man. He told me it's the marathon today. So I'm a lucky boy. Lots of foreigners coming to run the marathon. Very interesting. I've just turned up at the place to buy a scooter and I'm absolutely blown away. It was such a breeze. This is the spot, Guangzhou car rental. I literally was in there, signed a couple of documents. They came and showed me the bike. It's a sick bike as well. Got a little electric scooter. Unfortunately, I couldn't rent a gas scooter because I didn't get an international driving permit in time. But not to worry, they've got 2 fat batteries in here that's going to allow me to go up to 200 kilometers. So I'll be able to go all over the city today, all over the island. Guangzhou car rental is the pad. There's one thing I've got to talk to you about. 100% absolute essentials when you're doing adventures. I can get around absolutely stress-free simply because I'm using Holafly. With Holafly, you can purchase eSIMs. Now, an eSIM is essentially a digital SIM card that you can use instead of having to get a physical one. And that means you can stay connected wherever you are at all times. Holafly offers unlimited data plans in over 200 destinations, making it incredibly seamless to stay connected. If you want to browse the plans, make sure you check out their website, link down in the description, and don't forget to use Ollie Barrett Travel when you're checking out. For centuries, Kinmen has stood as a fortress against invasions. Its strategic location making it a battleground time and time again. At the heart of the defense system was this very building, the Kinmen military headquarters. This command center once dictated the troops of this island, oversaw coastal defenses and stood firm against the threats at sea. With walls that have witnessed war, resilience, and the overthrowing of empires, they've got some stories to tell. With walls.
英语跟他讲来，
不是，中文都可以。
可以说中文吗？
可以，可以。
我跟帅哥合作。
好。
老公比较帅。
为什么你这个是模糊的？
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. Let's take a look inside at the 14th century military headquarters and see what stories it's got to tell. It was within these very walls that very, very important conversations would have been had. People literally would have sat in here discussing the future of the people on this island. Important job, that's for sure. Wow. Weapons of the Qing Dynasty. The cannons were around by then. Only a localized village militia. God, they're so young, some of them. The equipment used by the Qing army was complex and they utilized both hot and cold weapons. During the reign of Emperor Yongjung, an agreement was reached that established muskets, bows and arrows, artillery and rattan shields as the standard weapons for provinces. God, it's hard to imagine, like it seems so out of the realm of, you know, understanding. It feels somewhat strange that we haven't learned anything over all these years. You know, 600 years ago they were fighting with bows and arrows. And today, not much has changed besides the technology. Hello. See, these are the types of weapons we were talking all that time ago. Mental. Do you reckon you can imagine me wielding that, running around with that? 600 years ago this was built. It seems like a long time because time is relative, right? I was born 27 years ago. That's a long time. But in the scope of the universe, 600 years is just a blip. Just a blink. I don't know, I just get this overwhelming feeling of like, why are we still fighting? Is that our human nature? Like, as I kept wondering about the island, I couldn't help but become curious of what life is actually like for the locals here. Shuitou village, the one I'm in now, is one of this island's most historically and architecturally significant settlements. It flourished during the late Qing Dynasty and early Republic of China period, thanks to Chinese merchants who had made their fortunes over in Southeast Asia. Wealthy returning Kinmenese came back and started investing in grand Western-style mansions, blending both southern Fujian architecture with European touches. This would become to known as an architecture style known as Nanyang and makes this village one of the most stunning places I've ever seen. Hello. 这是你家吗？还是你在旅游？对。啊。这是民宿。啊，这样的房子很好看啊。哦，这样的房子很好看啊。对啊，很漂亮，很舒服。Very beautiful. 你们来自哪里啊？台北 Okay, good. 跑马拉松的 Good. Oh, really? Wow, wow, wow. 对，我没知道。有一个人刚告诉我了。早上。对，哇。How was it? Was it good? Very good. Very good. Nice, nice. You feel? Do you? 你经常跑马拉松吗？是，我来这里跑过
4次的，这一次第5次。
天哪，哇，非常好啊！可能一天我会跑一个。好，拜拜拜拜，拜。啊，我看一下，好，我看一下。So this is a homestay. It's been a lot of these buildings have been renovated into hotels. Nice, quiet little getaways. Today is the day of the marathon. That's such a lucky day to arrive. You know, that happened to me once before in Japan at the start of last year. This year, I turn up on the day of the marathon. Hello. 你的酒店吗？
对，我是管家。
很好看呀。
来旅游嘛？来玩。
是拍个视频。
我们这个很漂亮，我们这个很多，这个叫花砖。
哦，花砖。这个多久啊？
这个民国19年，大概快100年了。
哦，哇
，90几年。这个东西是从日本那边。
Okay.
日本那边，这是日本的花砖。
He was telling me they're still built by Kinmen people. I'm guessing under the occupation of Japanese rule, they would get Kinmen people to build the homes. Please do let me know down in the comments about that because I'm not 100% sure. So this is a typical old-fashioned courtyard. Obviously, I can't go into the bedrooms as I'm not staying here. Bye.
从哪里来？
我住在厦门，但是我是英国人。
厦门，在那里读书吗？
不是，工作。我是个博主。所以我在拍视频。
很漂亮。
Okay, have a nice day. Bye. Wow, what a legend. That guy has ran 4 marathons here. I would have loved to ask how old he is, but doesn't really matter what age. It's still an incredible feat. Although the Chinese Communist Party and the National Party were at opposition with each other, they banded together to fight off the Japanese, which they then retreated, we know why, in 1945 at the end of World War II. Kinmen then saw a brief moment of peace, although unfortunately it didn't last long because peace deals broke down quickly. Oucuo village, the one I'm sat in front of right now, in the southwestern part of Kinmen Island, with its Fujianese-style architecture, stands as a testament to this moment in time. You could think of it as somewhat of an era of cultural revival. These homes behind me tell stories of resilience and identity, blending Kinmen's deep-rooted culture with its turbulent past. Let's have a wander through this village and see how it connects with Kinmen's post-war journey. This is one that is not open to tourists. Not sure what's going on over here. I don't know if I'm being a bit too nosy here, but there's some burning of things going on. Some kind of worshipping or ritual. Maybe you can let me know down in the comments what that's for. I was really hoping to get some drone shots in golden hour over this stunning village. However, it's a little bit too close to the airport, so it's actually a restricted fly zone. Let's take a look at the southern Fujianese style architecture here in Kinmen. Look at this, man. Wow. Clear skies, clean modern buildings. Sorry, clean walls with old style buildings. Look at this one. This is like a fortress. I feel like I'm the only person here. This is incredible, look at this. Sometimes no narration is needed. Whoa. Those dogs are scary. Listen to the tweets of the birds, the woofs of the dogs. Imagine living in one of these homes. What kind of life must that be like? It's so quiet. I'm wondering if I'm the only person here. Wow. Let's go through here. Ni hao. 我以为是我一个人，很轻啊，在这边很轻。
你看来跑马拉松哦？
不是。
不是哦。
我今天来的，我刚听到有一个人说是马拉松的，我不可以跑步那么远。好，拜拜。Hello. Friendly locals. Talking about the marathon. Everybody who I've bumped into today has asked me if I'm doing the marathon. I wish I could say yes. But that would be a lie. Whoa, look at this one. This has either not been constructed or it's been knocked down. I'm not sure which one. Probably not yet fully being constructed, I would have to guess. What a quiet, secluded way of life. With family, friends. That's what you need. You can see stone lions like this one scattered across the whole of Kinmen Island. They're believed to protect against bad luck and the harmful spirits that come in the way of harsh winds over the island. Known as the wind lion gods, they represent resilience and connection to the island's traditional beliefs. Over the centuries, they stood watch not only as protectors, but also as a reminder of Kinmen's ability to weather the fury of Mother Nature as well as the challenges of history. I feel like he's trying to tell me something. Hold on. No way, you're using Holafly as well? What are the chances? He must have an unlimited data plan here in Kinmen Island. You know, if there were to be any trouble with it, they've got 24/7 live chat support, so you don't have to worry at all. It's been absolutely integral in my journey here to find places such as this wind lion god. Honestly, I can't recommend it enough. It's absolutely essential when you're traveling around. Seamless, I don't have to worry about my data. You've got to get one. Click the link down in the description and don't forget to use the code OllieBarrettTravel at checkout to get yourself a little discount and you'll be supporting the channel in turn as well. Thank you very much. Let's get on our way. On the 25th of October 1949, this exact place saw one of the most historical and pivotal events in Kinmen's history, the Battle of Guningtou. This memorial and museum was built in memory of the soldiers who lost their lives during those 3 days. And behind me is the very beach that the battle took place on. It was this very water that communist forces crossed on the day of the battle in hopes of seizing Kinmen to get a foot closer towards Taiwan. And it was these exact outposts that the nationalist forces were able to use in order to defend. Let's have a look inside this one and see what's left. That entrance is closed. How about this one? Wow, this one is still open. I think we need a torch to go in here. Whoa. Can't lie, I'm a little bit scared. Oh, I'm scared of getting lost. This is huge. Whoa. I'm gonna head back. I did not expect that to burrow all the way through this hill there. That shows you the extent of the defences that were mounted during that time. Here's another bunker outpost here that I'm sure they would have stationed a tank or at least some men to to watch over the sea area here. Let's have a walk down to the beach, see what we can find. Whoa. So that bunker that we just saw leads out here all the way to the beach. Here's another bunker. Can we get inside? I can hear people talking, but the door's locked. This was another vantage point to be able to see. You can still see bomb craters in the ground here. Here's another one. Just a reminder of the devastation that was rained down on this area. During those 3 days of the Battle of Guningtou, the Nationalist Party successfully mounted a defense and solidified Kinmen's role from then on as being a military outpost during the Cold War era. Kinmen was under nationalist control.
Kinmen Island at first glance feels peaceful and picturesque. As I continued learning about the island's history, the heavier its darker side started to weigh on me.
During the Cold War, Kinmen became heavily fortified with artillery positions, extensive bunkers to defend against the threat of a looming invasion. It was during that time that huge tunnels such as Zhaishan, the one we're about to head into, were burrowed through. Let's take a look inside. I'm just walking down to the bunkers and the tunnels here, and it's just giving me a whole array of thoughts and emotions. Can you imagine? This is your home. Wow. Quite powerful being in a place like this. See, these lookouts were built to be able to spot those ships from a mile away and have, a few minutes to get that message to the military headquarters. This is the exit entrance of the tunnel here. They've burrowed through the mountain. You can only imagine how much work went into creating that, but was necessary at the time. You can only imagine the amount of work it must have been to burrow a tunnel this huge. The tunnel goes deep, all the way down to the water. So this is the tunnel entrance that we saw just a moment ago. This tunnel was used to harbour the landing craft that came in when they needed refueling, more troops being stationed on it to go out to war, artillery to be reloaded. It would come into this tunnel so that it was out of sight by potential planes. Oh, I can't explain the feeling of being inside a place like this. Knowing that literally happened right here. Troops the age of 18, 19 would have come back down this tunnel, potentially after a gruesome fight where they would have lost a lot of their friends. Maybe 18, 19 years old who have been shipped off to tear each other apart. It's rare we get a glimpse this close as to what destruction war can really, manifest. We're so hidden from it, particularly in more developed nations. It's easy for us to forget, what it must be like for the people involved and the friends and families of those involved. Woo! We're headed to a secret bunker. The secret bunker location is right here. Almost entirely taken over by nature already. Here are the bunkers. Wow, look at this. There's been glass smashed into this all the way along. I'm walking along the Huanggang coastal defense area where you can see the bunkers behind me and the anti-tank spikes just on the shoreline here. From the 1950s all the way to the 90s, this was one of the most critical outposts during the Cold War. And that is because we're on the north side of Kinmen Island, where mainland China just lies 3 kilometers that way. I think I speak for everyone when I say, thankfully, eventually the tensions eased and the bombardment of explosives gave way to tourists, allowing them to come here and experience the history firsthand. Kinmen isn't just a place on a map. It stands as a testament
to the resilience and power of a community that's turned its scars into its greatest treasures. This island is a reminder to us all that even the most contested of lands can find a pathway to peace. Thank you for watching.